conservative movement by definition seeks to conserve something, which I think is actually different than preserve, right? We never want shelf-stable Judaism, right? There's nothing, we don't want Judaism that has those kind of additives that are going to make it feel artificial in future years. We don't want to mummify Judaism. What we want to do is actually hand down a covenantal kind of Judaism to future generations that makes them feel beholden to the covenant and invites them also to feel fully alive in dialogue with the covenant, which means that it can't be preserved, quote unquote. Maybe you can say it can be conserved, but the ideal is that it can be passed down such that it continues to mold people and be molded by those people. Right? That is a living, breathing Judaism that will surpass even our wildest imaginations. There's a beautiful midrash about Moses coming back hundreds of years later after receiving the Torah, giving it to the Jewish people, getting them to the promised land, and he comes back and he's sitting in the last row of Rabbi Akiva's class in his Beit Midrash, and there's many back and forth, and God is a character in the Midrash, and they have all these but the fundamental takeaway from what happens to him is that Moses, the great leader Moses, who wrote the Torah by his hand, cannot understand what Rabbi Akiva is talking about. That in just a short number of generations, Judaism, the living, breathing Judaism that he handed down, has evolved so dramatically that Moses, the greatest leader in the history of the Jewish people, can't even understand what's happening in a simple Beit Midrash class led by an incredible teacher. So that, for me, is very instructive for how we live Judaism. We want to hold on to, we want to conserve the things we care most about so that our grandchildren will continue to love Judaism and live Judaism. And we also need to do so with a great sense of humility and the knowledge that probably a few generations from now, it's going to look a lot different than it did in our day.